Hello everybody, Voidmaster here. Welcome to another episode of my LEGO Ninjago series. Today, I'll be reviewing the two sets I got over spring break, and yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. For some context, I'm on spring break right now, which is why I haven't made any videos, and I got these sets 2 days ago, and I built them both yesterday for this video. So yeah, also a little bit of a disclaimer, I am not an authoritative figure. You do not need to take my opinion as fact or at all important to how you're going to buy sets. This is just my opinion on these sets, so take it with a grain of salt. And, don't take it too literally since we're just having fun here. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's get on to the review. Starting off, we got Roz and Aaron's Super Storm Jet. Now, I really like jets. If you watch my reviewing all Ninjago videos, you can see I gave the J Super Storm Jet, I don't actually know what it's called, but the J Lightning Jet Evo, I gave it a really high ranking, despite the fact that overall it wasn't a great set. Now, this is also a jet, which I really like, but it is legitimately a really good set. Now, do I think it's perfect? No. It has an interesting design, and its gimmick is kind of interesting. As you can see, you can pull, give me a second, you can pull out this front cockpit, which I can't do with one hand, and you can pull out this dragon, which I can do with one hand. Now, the dragon looks okay. I think it looks just fine, but the cockpit, it looks kind of unfinished, both the main jet and the front part without each other. But, yeah, I really, really like this set. Now, the four wings is an interesting design, but I think it works. And it also has these weird, purple things, which I think are just to make this look more like a villain vehicle, because without them, well, I mean, not really without them, but it does kind of just look like a standard jet. It's not a bad thing. Well, it's not not standard, but it doesn't really look like a villain vehicle in the standard type. Now, going off that villain vehicle thing, I really like this as a villain set. We don't get many villain vehicle sets. Most of the big villain sets are structures, and I really like that they finally gave us a villain vehicle set. And as for a new villain vehicle set, it is really nice. This is one of my favorite builds ever. It's fun to build. The only problem with building is the stickers. And my biggest issue with the set, which is probably keeping it out of the top 2, or as a contender to being number 1, is the minifigure selection. It's not bad, but I don't really like the Aaron and Roz that come with it. And, yeah. And it doesn't have much else. But overall, really, really strong set in all areas. Comes with some little, if I can angle this correctly, it comes with some pin shooters, question mark? I don't actually know what these are called. These long projectile things. I'm not going to fire them because they seem to have a knack for getting stuck under my drawer. Because every time I fire them, they went under my drawer. So I'm not going to bother firing them this time. But yeah, overall, if I had to place this on my rankings for all Ninjago sets, I'd probably give it third, just behind Zane's Ultra Combiner Mech and the Wolfmask Shadow Dojo. So yeah, overall, great set. Would recommend buying, even if it is a tiny bit pricey. But yeah, great set, 9 out of 10. Next up, we got the Tournament Temple Battle Arena. Now, for a long time, this was actually one of the highest sets for my wish list. So you might actually be surprised for me saying, I actually like this a tiny bit less than the Super Storm Jet. For context, I do really love this set, but, I'll explain why I like it slightly less in a bit. But yeah, firstly, an overall look at the set. So, this set is roughly 600 pieces and $64 Canadian, which makes it one of, if not the best priced Ninjago sets for pieces ever. I don't think I've ever seen a set this good priced in my admittedly short time of building LEGO. Maybe in the early 2010s there were some better ones, but for Dragons Rising, it's probably one of, if not the best deals I've ever gotten for a Ninjago set. But as you can see, there might be a reason for that, because a lot of this is tiling. There is a ridiculous amount of tiles on this thing. And it definitely drives up the piece count. This barrel, which looks like it's maybe a dozen pieces, I think it's 30 to be honest. When, really, I don't think it needed to be. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it is a kind of ridiculous amount of pieces. Mostly because of the, pretty complex top. But, yeah. Moving on to the play features, as you can see, if you move this little knob, these little, I don't even know what these are called, arena things, stands, I think? These are the flying saucer things from the Season 2, except they don't fly, they just kind of spin. You also, if you go to the back, there's a little Technic contraption that if you pull this back, it actually makes the barrel fall, which is a pretty fun contraption. And finally, if we turn this set around, there's oh, I just flew one of the friggin' drum things under my foot. Anyways, if you turn it behind and you pull this little, not really a lever, but if you pull that brick out, you can see it actually makes these stairs go slanted, which makes a minifigure fall off. So overall, a good amount of pretty fun play features, but there are a few minor issues, which are the reason I count this slightly below the Super Stormjet. Firstly, for the minifigure count, which, by the way, great minifigure selection, 6 minifigures, including some of the best ones in my opinion, but there's just not enough room on the set to fit them. Like, probably because of how tiled it is, but it's such a full set, and it's such a small set, too, that, like, it's kind of hard to fit all 6 unless you have, like, another structure set or a vehicle. So you end up having to, like, place them in mismatched spots or in really awkward positions. Not really a drawback. In fact, it's more of a plus because you get a ton of minifigures, but it probably could have benefited from maybe a little bit more room over at the top, or maybe some extra wiggle room on the sides. But yeah, also, it's a bit of an awkward build to move around because it's actually it's 4 separate like areas as one build. Not a bad thing, but the shape makes it kind of awkward to move around when you're trying to get it up and down, and it also just makes it kind of a weird set to use as a backdrop or as a play set. And finally, even though it's a great price for piece count, for size, it's just kind of average. If we look at it comparatively to Super Stormjet, despite having an extra 150 pieces, it's actually almost looks smaller than the jet, or at least similar sized. But yeah, overall, still a great set, great minifigure selection, an absolutely beautiful piece, but I do think it's a little bit overhyped because of how good the price is piece count wise, when really it's just a lot of tiling. Not a bad set, certainly, but I'm going to place this slightly lower than the Super Stormjet on my overall ranking at 4th. Still a very good set. Would definitely recommend if you want like Evil J or another figure like that. Definitely a great set for those figures, and it's a great set overall. And yeah, overall, 8.5 out of 10. Would recommend buying. So yeah, those are my reviews of the Tournament Temple Battle Arena and the Super Stormjet. Overall, 2 really strong sets that I would definitely recommend buying if you're willing to cough up the price, because they're a little bit on the more expensive side if you're a casual buyer, but definitely worth it if you have the money or if you're willing to spend the money on sets like this. So, yeah, without anything left to say, I'll see you guys later. I hope you have a good day and a great year, and that's Voidmaster, signing out. See ya!